Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime. It's PoE time. Hi guys, I'm back. And I'm in already. Most of the other streamers aren't. We want to play Dawn of the Hunt, the new content, and we want to continue. We don't want to range and sorcerers, we want a witch. Which'll witch, this'll witch.
Twisted necromancy ends here, at the end of a noose. Speak your last.
I have created my character. The witch is escaping. Witch'll witch? Mean ol' witch. Ding dong. The witch'll witch is dead. And we're off. Through some sheer luck, I was number 262. Hey, Vorp. In the queue. Other people are probably like, normally I log in, I'm like 22,000 in the queue. Today, 262. They dropped one new class, the Hunter, no, not the Huntress, the Amazon. What they used to call it, Javazon. In the old games. They did add also some new elite specializations. Failed filter to load, that's fine. Huntress was the one you were waiting for. She's in. I think Huntress was in, wasn't she? If not, then Huntress is in. Definitely Huntress is in. There is no doubt about that.
I'm glad to see another living soul.
She wasn't launched, then she must be called the Huntress. There you go. Then that's it. Yeah. That's the new one. No, that's that. I think it's the new one then. Yeah, Huntress, I think. Yeah. Because it's like Dawn of the Hunt or something is the name of the content. So yes, if you were waiting for Huntress, she's in.
The dead rise again. Oh, I'm going to like it here.
Patch was about 40 gig or so. You don't have to use spears, but that she brings spears in with her. All right, let's see if I can remember how to play. Most especially if I can remember how to WASD in this game. In that I have been playing other games, other ARPGs that maybe have the old click to move. And so, it will, oops, I didn't see you hiding behind my large chest. That didn't come out right. I have a rattling scepter, which will grant me the skill Skeletal Warriors. There we are. I now have a couple of Skeletal Warriors. Let's check and see if there's anything down here. I don't think so. But it is in my way to check these things. The reason I guess I was thinking that it was Amazon is everyone has been talking about playing Javazons from the old D2 days. Because that is, she's meant to be a combo ranged and melee class with the spear, but this game allows for a lot of flexibility. I have some new sandals. I have some energy shield. So a lot of the old D2 players have been calling this character the Javazon. And there's Unearth.
Darkness. I welcome it.
We now have Unearth. And we want that on the right click. Yep. Ah, that's right. We dragged that to there. There we are. Hey, I haven't played for a while, you know. Right. Oh, right click to use my new skill.
I just found my path to power.
I just found my path to power. Checkpoint. And we will attempt to not die. Uh-huh. Those things are really annoying. They gotta die fast. The little spitters. As they hit really hard. That's another level for me.
True power.
8% increased spell damage. Minions deal 8% increased damage. I'm sold. That seems like a bargain to me. Give me just a quick sec, as I am going to need flashbang. Okay. It is going to take me a while to get back used to the WASD movement. There was spittery critter over there somewhere. It spat at me or flung poo at me or something unpleasant. I'm not sure what. And our first boss fight is coming up pretty soon. Insolent wretch. Why would I call him insolent? He's dead. Dead isn't the same thing as insolence. As someone who's professionally insolent, trust me on this. All right, first boss fight coming up. Here we go. The new and improved Hillock. Dodge. Press spacebar to avoid attack. I really hate that thing that she says. It's emerge, by the way, is what she's saying. Get him, guys. Uh-oh. You almost got me. One moment of carelessness, and it was almost enough.
Impressive size, but little acuity. Dismal.
Victory is mine. I cannot be defeated by such mere challenges. I am, mighty? Weird. My video seems to be janky. Is anyone noticing? Outgoing, is my video janky? Because it appears to be here a little bit.
Is this
Oh, there we are. I'm clicking to move again, and that doesn't work.
Renly's the name. You're skilled with the violence. If what
I am skilled with the violence. Thank you, Renly, for noticing.
there's a beast of particular
I want to real quickly check something. Pardon me, flashbang. No, okay. Doesn't appear to be anything else running in sort of like the background that shouldn't be. All right. All right. All right. I'm convinced. I will accept that quest. Well, I won't be using that. Probably do want to use that, though. Yes, I do. I don't have the gold to buy anything, sadly, so we'll just sell. It is... right-click to sell? No, control-click? There we go, control-click. I remembered. I remembered! Can't fool me. Actually, you can fool me. Una. Hi, Una. She had a quest for me. Renly doesn't. Go to the well. Something that needs to leave this game pretty much instantly is the well. It's just... It was stuttering? Okay, thank you. Yeah, it does seem to be better now. That might be an artifact when I was loading into the map. It's always... PoE's always had issues with sort of performance while loading in. And so they've had issues before where, you know, it took them a while to load in new assets, and so the map transitions and stuff were very long. Unnecessarily long, some would say. I would be one of them. All right, here we go. And let's see, we have our first uncut skill gem, which I believe we turn into Skeletal Sniper. Give me a second. I don't want to screw things up, so I'm going to be checking the build here. Yep, Skeletal Sniper. And I'll be going left and then up on the skill tree. So we want Skeletal Sniper. We have we right click it. Drag it over here. We drag this to Spirit. Do I have any? I do. I have 100, so I can use... I get one Skeletal Sniper. Just one. But if I reduce... Now, we'll keep 2 Skeletal Warriors and 1 Sniper, I think. Oh, that's right. It automatically... It's auto-cast. we have anything else? I think we are ready to go on to the second map. And here we go. How much gold do we have? We have 50 gold. It's almost like being rich without any money being involved. Now, it's been a few months since I played, so expect deaths and questions and cursing. A beautiful murder. Whoop. It's weird, I don't remember this. Oh, the Rotten Pack. Here we go. Checkpoint. A lesser boss still coming in here. Whoop, that was fast. My first death. There we go. That's not optimal. I don't know what was around over there, though. So before we get to her again, let's find out what this area has. I don't remember the map being sort of split in half like this. Oh, crap. Well, they have really fucking jacked this up. Yes, PoE2. Cock and ball torture was illegal. Only if I show the cock or the balls. They have jacked up the difficulty here. Oh my god, what were they fucking thinking? This is the exact same thing they did when they made Arch Nemesis. They brought it into the core of the game. They made the game so fucking difficult it wasn't fun anymore, especially at low levels. I just got annihilated by low-level mobs because my minions were dead. And we have no idea what's good or what's bad anymore because they haven't given us any information on the gems. Any changes to gems, any gem numbers, or any of the more than 100 support gems they've added. Oh, 2 gold. I'm rich. Another level for me. Yay! I'm just really not very powerful. It's a vile hag. Alright, so we've cleared out... I don't remember there being like 2 halves to the map. We've got another level, which of course means another point. People didn't like the early game, so they made sure to make it worse. Huh? That's exactly the way I felt about when they released Arch Nemesis Core. Arch Nemesis League was fine. You knew what you were getting into anytime you fought one. But when they made it Core, PoE 1 has never been as much fun for me since they introduced that. Now, I knew that they wanted to reduce the end game situation in PoE2. They found it too fast and all that stuff. And everyone was talking about, DS Lilly said that basically hardcore was dead. From what we had seen of the patch notes. And that was the patch notes without the gems and stuff. And now that we've got those, well, I mean, I've gotten absolutely run over by batches of mobs twice. Because they killed my minions and then they killed me. Now, one of the things that many longtime PoE players have been complaining about, and there was a couple of threads on it in Reddit, was that they wanted to slow the players down in PoE2. That they thought, the players just moved too fast and did too much stuff too fast in PoE1, which is a completely defensible point of view to take. It very quickly, I don't want to say degenerates, but you could make a case, degenerates way down in a big hurry. To where all it is just people running around and blasting up entire maps. So they wanted to change that for PoE2. I have no issue with them doing that. But one of the things players have been complaining about, actually most of the PoE1 streaming community, I think, supports that point of view, that we should have, the players should be a slower gameplay element, let's say. They shouldn't be quite as fast in murdering everything. But the problem is they've slowed the players down, but they've not slowed down the monsters. And Zizaran asked them about it 3 months ago, and they looked like they didn't understand the question. And so Ziz has specifically said he's having another chat with them next week. And because he asks hard questions, unlike a lot of the other PoE streamers, they put him off until after the first week of the league. And he wants to ask it again. Why are the monsters so much faster than the players? We understand you wanted the game slower, so you slowed down the players. You didn't slow down the monsters. And so a player may dodge out of a batch of mobs attacking him, and they will be attacking him before he finishes the dodge. Oh, I dodged in, and that almost killed me. Doesn't help if I actually dodge in to the badness. Note to self, don't do that. Let's see. Armor and evasion, or just a bunch of armor. We'll take the armor and evasion. And they have talked about how much they admire Dark Souls-like games, basically from software, and that they kind of want to do more something like that. And that's kind of not even remotely what ARPGs are about. And besides, there's another game doing that. It's called No Rest for the Wicked, and frankly, they seem to be doing it a hell of a lot better. So I'm rather dubious about the entire many of the design paradigms that they have for this game. I'm not sure if they changed the map, but this little camp here, the Woodman's Camp, always seemed to be in a very, very different place than it is here. Now, maybe it's just me not knowing, what the hell I'm doing. Uncut skill gen. Do we want Contagion? Do we really want Contagion? It's a level 1 gem. It creates a level of up to level 1. Well, let me see if it creates a... What else do we have? Flame Wall. I want Flame Wall, I'm pretty sure. Spark, no. Flame Wall. I now have Flame Wall. Well, almost. I now have Flame Wall. Now I have Flame Wall. All right.
I have received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell logging site. Travel there and convey my order to return. Anyone refusing my orders should be considered a traitor and a criminal.
A traitor and a criminal. And also have bad breath. God damn it. So, as you can tell, I'm going much slower than I would assume every other streamer currently streaming the game. It's not my fault. I'm old and I'm crap at games. All right, let's see if we can get death number 3. And possibly more. Get her, please, guys. Thank you. Got her. All right. Let's go ahead and open a portal. My inventory isn't full. What was that lie? They're lying. They're lying to us. Yeah, it looks funny every time I do a map load. Great design, GGG. So I'm stuttering, and now I'm not. All right, let's see. First of all, let's add 10% to our cold resistance. Oh, that feels delightful. We want to identify that. Unknown object type, serialized by server. In other words, it crashed. Give me a second. We'll restart. Wonder if the melee skill is still a default attack. Yes, yes, the meta melee skill is still default, or at least that was assumed to be. Patch seems to be going well. Yeah, I just don't know sometimes about some of their decision making. They're a relatively small studio. I mean, they make a lot of money now, but relatively small studio. And keep in mind, I am most assuredly a whiner. I don't want to show all, I just want to show Dawn of the Hunt. Thank you. So you're going to hear a lot of complaints from me because I have a lot of complaints about PoE2. I have a lot of complaints about PoE1. I have less complaints about PoE1 than I do about PoE2. I have more complaints about life than I have about PoE1 and PoE2 smooshed together. And once again, I'm all staggery in town, presumably as it's loading in everybody else's graphics and whatnot. Let's see. I need to check and see what my new allies in your presence deal 27%. You know, a skill level 2 skeletal warriors that do 27 increased percent damage. That just seems good. We have our first AUG that will augment a magic item with a new random modifier. That's a random magical item. Let me sell all my crap. I'm going to sell all my crap. I'm going to sell the white items and disenchant the blue items.
Oh, I like this one.
I'm at 93 gold. I want to disenchant the others. The disenchants turn into shards that can eventually turn into orbs. I'm a realistic representation of the average new player. I don't know. I think the new players fall into two batches. I think they fall into very capable gamers who can pick up and play a game like this well. In which case, I think there's a much higher floor than for a new player who isn't familiar with ARPGs, isn't familiar with Path of Exile, and isn't technically adept. They're not good at playing games. I am mixed on playing games. I'm not good. I'm not terrible. I'm mid. But I think the new player coming in who's not familiar with the genre or isn't a technically adept game player is going to have a much more difficult time with PoE2 than PoE1, and so far PoE2 0.2 than PoE2 0.1. Do I want the helm? I don't think so. I think I'd rather just have that. Oh, I have 2 orbs of augmentation. Well, we're definitely going to augment our scepter then. Come on, give me something good. Currently it has, I think that is a suffix. Oh. I crashed out again. No, I didn't crash out. I disconnected. And it didn't remember that I want to show Dawn of the Hunt only. Thank you. There are far fewer God tier new players than the others. Yes, I agree completely. I would actually say that, yeah, I am definitely above average for if you compare me to the new players, absolutely. Increased mana regeneration rate, that's not particularly useful. Gotta say it. There, I said it. Oh, I didn't. No.
Yes.
Disenchant these 3.
Goodbye.
All right. So now we need to go back. We've got a waypoint. we need to go underground. Clear fell, and then from the waypoint to one of the save points. Nope, we're close enough. Right, yep, there's the checkpoint. We're now going into the mud barrow. No guaranteed death here, but likely. I know they want PoE to be a more challenging game in general.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm just not sure that's the right choice. I think the early game should be easier, and the later game should be where it ramps up. I think there's no need for the early game to be as difficult as it is. I have said for a long time that PoE and PoE2 now, PoE2 less so than PoE1, are the most, PoE1 is the most actively hostile game to new players in history. Now, PoE2 is more difficult, but also simpler for new players. They explain things much better than PoE1 did. So it is, in that way, a lot friendlier. Armor and energy shield. Yes, please. We'll take that. So in that way, it is a lot friendlier than PoE1. So PoE2 is more difficult to play, but the game itself is simpler and better explained for new players. I'm now level 4. More minion damage is good. That's the point of a challenging game if it's not enjoyable. The Souls games are far more enjoyable and forgiving than PoE2. I don't play the Souls games because I know myself, the kind of gamer I am. And the feedback loop for the Souls games is play a lot, die a lot, die a lot, die a lot, die a lot, get a huge burst of brain chemicals when you win. I don't get the huge burst of brain chemicals. I don't get that woohoo moment. And that's a me thing. Instead, I just get a thank God the pain is over moment. So I'm not a good player or comparison for that. But I agree that generally from what I've seen from players who are big on Souls alikes, comparing it to this, is Boss Mob, I think, is that the gameplay of learning and getting to the act of conquering the difficult content is itself a lot of fun. Understanding. Whereas they don't get that same vibe out of this. Now, as I said, I'm not a good example because I really don't. I'm not a good comparison model for the Souls alikes. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Keep getting that, guys. Keep hitting him. He's almost dead. I have faith in you. My boys did it. I'm so proud of my boys.
Outsmarts the worm.
A regal? This early? That's good. Talk to Renly for my reward. Certainly, I'll do that. I just don't think that... I don't think that the difficulty and nature of the From games is a good inspiration for an ARPG generally. I think wanting to make the bosses more interesting and challenging is fine. But as an overall point of departure, trying to make your game much, much more difficult, you narrow the game down. You've got players like me. I would love to play Elden Ring, but I know I'd be terrible at it. And they don't offer an easier mode because of the design purity. You know, your design purity is bullshit if you offer Game Plus, but not Game Minus. That simple. Did I get anything else? I don't have any runes yet. So that's of no use to me yet. All right, we're going to sell, and we'll hold on to that one. Yeah, and for me, what you said is exactly the case. I don't find that kind of content fun. That's a me thing. I understand that people do. I don't. Do you actually have any cool stuff for me here? No. And no. Bone Blast. All Chaos Spell Gems. That would be nice if the low-level Chaos Gems were really any good. Spoiler, they're not. What did we get here? Here we got an uncut skill gem. Creates a skill gem or level an existing skill gem. I think I need to level up Sniper. I'm not sure. Let me check. Give me a sec. I'm checking. Actually, I was hoping for an enjoyable gameplay with difficult bosses, not difficult gameplay with little to no gear upgrades, and then, frankly, boring one-shotty. Yeah, the one-shotty bosses you're absolutely on the nose on for sure. Second skill gem. Third skill gem is Contagion, used to debuff and deal chaos damage and a damage buff to your unearthed minions. All right, they say that. Who am I to argue with that? Renly. Renly, old boy. My first support gem. I'm going to check again, because I don't want to screw up early on. First support gem, minion instability into my unearth. How about we do a support look for instability, minion instability. And that goes into the unearth. All right. God bless the Guild Wars 1 upgrade in 2 weeks. Biggest hype in 15 years for you. I know how enthusiastic the Guild Wars 1 community is. They've also been very helpful and kind to me when I was playing Guild Wars 1. I am grateful. Okay, I don't need the well, but I'm going to use it anyway. Didn't want to check and see if Renly had anything that might be of any use to me. Let's see. No, no. I don't think it's worth 50. 5 to int isn't bad, but no. That's not bad. How much is that? 135? Are you crazy? Are you mad? Are you totally bonkers? No. Not worth it. All right. We now need to go into the Grellwood. The riverbank. Did I not find the riverbank? Monster level 1. Clearfell. Monster level. Oh, that's where we start. Duh. All right. I'm good now. I'm fine. I've figured it out. I'm with it. I'm hip. I am down with the kids. My apologies to anyone out there who would qualify as a kid. One moment. Checkpoint. Okay. Wow. Loads are not happy time. Into the Grellwood. I was just checking the outside. We're going to be having a nice day today. I'm obviously not going outside because you. But I do like to open a window when it's a nice day. We're just not quite up to opening the window just outside.
Oi, traveler. Here to hunt, are you? See that there? No, don't worry. Ready? Go on then.
Emerge!
Try and keep up. Don't lose sight of it. Stay on it! Don't let it escape. No time to tarry. There's our target. Strike fast. Finish it. Spirits will be done. Don't give it a chance to recover. The spirit calls. That's what a good hunt. Aye, you've the makings of a proper hunter. The spirit thanks ye, and so do I. If you've an interest in these hunts, stick around. We talk more. If we run enough of them, maybe we'll come to understand what the spirit wants of us. Aye, good hunting.
sister? In the Grellwood? Curious? Is my you tarried too long, dear sister. I think not.
Sorry, I was just... Please, take your time. Another for my collection. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Please, it's beautiful. I accept. Goodbye. Sorry, I was just elsewhere. Finn makes fun of my collection, but I think it's charming.
How can I help?
Scatter before the urge! What a beautiful monstrosity. It's a pity to end you, monstrous weed. I will put you down! Well, well. Who is this that adorns the tree?
This shade. To release there is a battlefield not Renly will know how to forge. I'll wait here. The old magics will protect me. Sorry, I was just elsewhere. I've collected these over. Oh, I like this one. Goodbye.
The roots here have a mind of their own. I'll need to convince them to part for me.
Now it's working. Son of a bitch. Good old USB. You can count on it to fuck stuff up pretty regularly. Oh, and now the camera's dead. Hi there, guys. This is my life in a nutshell. Seriously. You know, everyone talks about how awesome USB is. I have been dealing with broken ass USB shit my entire professional life. Bear with me, guys, please. I'm trying to get things working again. Fucking USB. Well, we've got the sound, but we don't have the picture has me bent over trying to beat my computer into submission, right? I don't assume you can actually see anything. Let's see. That doesn't appear to have worked. It's frustrating because it's working as far as the Logitech software is going, but the POS Streamlabs isn't seeing it. And I'm not sure what I can do about that. I mean, it's not showing up at all. USB is as efficient as the current US administration under hey, there's no reason to insult USB that much. I mean, USB is terrible. Why? Okay, well, the microphone is working. Why is the camera not working? All right, that's that. That changes nothing. Only USB, the item that ever worked 100% for you, was the keyboard and mouse. No, I have problems with those sometimes, where I have to unplug them and plug them back in for the smart software to realize they're there. USB has always been terrible. I am going to stop the stream and try to restart the fucking software. If I don't come back, it's because I can't get the software working again, and I may have to reboot my whole system. It's nice to see you, Nod Knox. Thank you for popping back in. I appreciate it. I hope you've been doing well. But I'm going to call it here for now, guys. I may be back in like 2 minutes, in which case I'll be back in 2 minutes. If not, probably not until 5 this evening. Hopefully I can get it working by then.